Billionaire Raj Rajaratnam goes on trial today. The hedge fund manager accused of pocketing $45 million from insider trading. Evidence appears to be stacked against him, but Rajaratnam won't go down without a fight. John Erlichman is outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where Rajaratnam's trial will take place. John.
Deirdre, it's been reported that Raj Rajaratnam had a chance to cut a deal with prosecutors before the start of this trial, but that would have meant jail time. He wasn't interested, and so begins the largest hedge fund insider trading case in U.S. history.
A jury will hear about sex, stock tips, and wiretaps, and allegations of a ring that included senior executives at major companies and trades in some of the biggest stocks in the U.S. Raj Rajaratnam's hedge fund, Galleon, once managed $7 billion. Today, Galleon is gone, and if convicted, Rajaratnam faces more than 20 years in prison. It would be a remarkable fall for a self-made billionaire who once called himself the King of Kings. Instead, the Sri Lankan-born Rajaratnam is free on $100 million bail and seems ready to rack up millions of dollars in legal bills to prove his fortune was made legally. The government's case against Rajaratnam is based on thousands of hours of wiretapped phone calls. Prosecutors claim Rajaratnam leaned on an army of insiders for illegal tips on companies like Google, Intel, and IBM. Former federal prosecutor David Pitofsky says those secretly recorded calls could be a nightmare for the defense.
The jury can actually hear the defendant committing the crime while in the courtroom. They hear it coming from the defendant's own mouth. And also, as defense lawyers say, you can't cross-examine a cassette tape. So it just sits there ringing in the jury's ears.
Since 2009, more than 20 people have been criminally charged, and all of Rajaratnam's alleged sources have pled guilty, including former Bear Stearns employee Danielle Chiesi. She's a one-time beauty queen who had a romantic relationship with former IBM executive Robert Moffett. Moffett, who is now serving his own prison sentence, claims Chiesi, quote, played him to get inside information. But Rajaratnam's high-priced defense team is expected to attack the credibility of those who've cut deals with the government. Rajaratnam's lead lawyer, John Dowd, whose high-profile clients have included Senator John McCain, has a reputation as a fighter, just like his client. And Pitofsky says Rajaratnam's refusal to cut a deal may eventually help get the wiretap evidence thrown out.
Some people question why someone would go to trial in a case with such strong evidence. It may just simply be that they want to appeal the decision to admit the wiretap tapes, and they need to go to trial to preserve that right.
And when things get underway here later today, the first order of business is jury selection. That's a process that could take several days. The actual trial is expected to go on 6-8 weeks, maybe longer. Wiretap cases often do. We could hear for some big names over that stretch. Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, could take the stand. But the bigger question is whether Raj Rajaratnam himself will ultimately take the stand.